And I think audio is good. Oh, all right. Hey, good there. Good afternoon, everybody. What's going on? Thanks for swinging by. Maybe a couple, maybe a couple hours early since mm, excuse me. We're initially supposed to do this at 1500, but due to some additional honeydews that I must handle this evening, so I decided to bump it up just a little bit. But anyhow, it should be a quick trip for us this Thursday evening into Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and the and Hotstart's fancy smatchy TBM 900 in all of her glory. Ooh. And all right, so we are located in Addison Airport, which is located in Addison, Texas. Very fine facility. All right, let's see. We'll get all that up and going here. The route of flight today is fairly straightforward. Nothing too crazy. Basically, Kuso 6 departure and going into let's see, Kuso 6, and then a shuttle transition direct to Honeycomb and direct to PIB. So once again, very straightforward on the routing there. Nothing too crazy. Actually, the trip called for an hour 27 minutes, but with winds, I believe we're going to be doing it in an hour and 7. Yay! Sweet. All right. All right. Why is it called 400? Well, the reason why it's called $400 hamburger is because it will probably cost us that much to operate this thing per hour. Let's see, is doing hybrid full online from now to next year. Holy cow! Yeah, that's about everybody. I know a lot of schools here they're doing the same thing. So yeah, a lot of schools are doing the same thing. All right, YouTube, you got to be kidding me now. We had this awesome relationship, and all of a sudden now you're gonna be weird. Of course, you're getting good video. We're sending it at like 5.3 seconds. All right, anywho, that'd be fine. All right, so I guess we'll spend a little extra money, and we'll use the GPU on this one. Get it all up and going, all that jazz. Close that. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, let's go ahead and get everything on here. And while everything's warming up, we'll pick and see. We'll see what we got going on. So we'll throw somebody here. We'll make this a guy, another guy. We'll have a fairly decent load in there. And let's see. All right, where are we at? All right, so we're gonna be favoring some additional workers to fly some while I do work. Holy cow, that's awesome. All right, we'll bring 85 up front to kind of balance. We'll do 95 up front, kind of balance it out. So fuel. While I'm doing that, we'll go ahead and pull off the wet covers and the pitot tube covers. We'll bring that fuel all the way up. I don't foresee us needing that much, but with the amount of weather. So I am currently working on on the unboxing vid. Hence why this stream is going to be pushed up, which is pushed up to 1400 instead of 1500, and on top of the other things I have to do today. So bear with me, gents. I will hopefully, knock on wood, hopefully have it out tonight. So it's gonna bear with me there. You know, we'll do, I think 85 would be fine. 85 on both sides would be fine. I'll silence that alarm here in just a second. Let's see, static ports, remove, take all that off. Cool. Woo, all right. And since we're on ground power, we'll. That's too cool. You can hear the GPU kind of bumping up in RPM when you start pulling power from it on Monday. Oh man, sweet! Congrats. It's you'll love it. I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it as we're making our way to Hattiesburg to kind of give you my thoughts on it. You know, there's some good and there's some bad. You know, just as with anything else. Let's see. Now we'll turn that on. All right. So while we're going to take the opportunity and get the flight plan programmed real quick. So we'll be leaving out of Addison, and I'm going to run a procedure out of here. Departure will be the Cusso 6, and transition super simple. Shell and then load. Yes, we want to load that. And then from there we'll be going direct Macomb, which is Mike Charlie Bravo. Not that, whatever that is. Nope, don't want to do that. Enter. All right, so direct Mike Charlie Bravo. Oh, there we go. Is it worth it? Yes, it is indeed worth it, sir. I think you'll be quite pleased in the build quality. Quite pleased, actually. Alrighty, I think we're pretty much set to go. I mean, that's it, guys. Cusso 6, Shell, and then Macomb, and I'm about 402 nautical miles. Alright, zoom this. Oh, don't want to do that, don't want to do that, don't want to do that, and don't want to do that. Let's go back and zoom that out, clear. Let's see. We're still, let me go back over here to the map. My gosh. Hold on. Alright, on knob here to go from tab to tab. Whew, alright, crisis averted. Sweet. Alright, and we're just gonna assume that we're cleared all the way up to 290, which I doubt that's gonna be the case since regional approach is on. I doubt that's gonna be the case. So we can always adjust that on the back end. I'm not too terribly worried about that. But what I am worried about is getting these doors shut, because I'm about to start the engines. Engines as an engine. Super duper PC PT6 in front of us. What's ox pump on? Ox pump needs to be off right now. Yes, I know. Okay. Alright, so we'll be doing a startup with the GPU. Yeah, it's a lot better. With the GPU on. So startup isn't much different. So we'll just go through the checklist here. And once we get warmed up and everything, I'll pick up my clearance afterwards once we get some air conditioning going. So check. Let's see, strobe light. Strobes are on. And strobes are on. Aux boost pump switch is on. Clear the enunciation. Check. Prop area. Clear prop. A lot of that. I don't think we'll be clearing prop on this one. I think at this point we'll be. pretty much clear. I don't think I've ever heard anyone yell out clear prop on the ramp unless they're training. Kind of sad, but yeah. All right, start timer. So I will start my timer, and 1, 2 seconds there. All right, 13%. Okay, there's watch that ITT. Looks like it's lining out. Okay, good there. Starter back to off. Throttle is low idle. Check starter automatically off. We did that. All right, source selector to battery. So we'll hit the down arrow here, and we'll go ahead and let them know that I can pull the chocks and pull the GPU as well. All right. Oops. This guy gets in the way. I'm still getting used to it. Let's see. Inside airspace, we know. All right, on battery. All right, throttle to idle. So instead of having the individual levers for throttle, prop pitch, and fuel, it's all incorporated into one, which makes it super handy. We'll go ahead and bring this dude over to fly idle. And I got a fly idle there. And ease on brakes. We'll put the parking brake to help us out here. All right, fly idle. Check. Boost pump switch to auto. Fuel selector to auto. Okay, generator to main. Oh, wrong one. Generator to main. Okay, make sure it's getting under load there. Voltage looks good. I know we're feeling hot. All right, generator standby. Got the ignition station clear. See the switch. Back to main. All right, everything looks good. Oh man, trim and AP is on. Oxygen supply, we checked that. Display back up. That's good. Bleed switch. And AC is on. And fan speed, temperature is good. Go back there. Pressurization, good. Let's see. Pressurization mode switch is on auto. Temp control selector switch is as required. Man, what about that? Hot air check. Standby instruments checked. Landing field selection. And to check that, we'll go to system, FMS. Let's see here, and 300 feet for Hattiesburg, which is correct. All right, and check that. Check that inertial separator to on to protect that engine. All right, and yep, looks like we are good to go. They were feeling hot. Well, you know, I was going to wait till the AC kicks on, and just a brief little glance on panel there. I think we're good to go. Alrighty. And let's see, what's that frequency for regional? 125.025. 125. All right, 125.025. Let's see. Man, I wish I was flying today. All right. There's that. Oh, we are dialed into approach. I'm just kind of double checking here, make sure everything's kosher. Get the altimeter setting, all that fun stuff. 29999, and bring the barometric pressure. There we go. Oh, cool. All right, I think we are ready to go. And I have no paper. I have no paper. That's all right. That's all right. That's why we are going to utilize all available resources and pull up our Garmin Pilot app on our phone. Woo! Scratch pad. Good afternoon. Here's the no-circuit birthday before departure. All right. Block 2313. Oh. Clear to Norfolk Fork to departure. Fork stands files. Climbing is set. Departure review squawk 2313. American 2587. 2587. Read back right. Runway 35 left. Departure. Call for taxi. 35 left. We will call for taxi. 2587. All right. Let's see. Cool. Then we're ready. Then we're ready to go. Regional approach. Good afternoon. TBM 2 Victor Alpha. Located at Addison Airport. IFR clearance to Hattiesburg. TBM 2 Victor Alpha Regional. All right. Let him do his thing. See. Try to do this and not. Regional Airport Navy Cusco 6 departure, March transition, those files. Climb this is except maintain 10,000. Expect flight level 290, 10. That's departure. Marches with me. Squawk 2314. TBM 2 Victor Alpha cleared to Hattiesburg. Hattiesburg is filed. Climb via the Civic Cusco 6. March transition. Climb to 10,000. Spet 290, 2 minutes of departure. Departures with you. 2314 the box. TBM 2 Victor Alpha, read back correct. Advisory taxi. 2 Victor Alpha. All right. All right, so that is on. Should we make sure there we go. Mode C is on. Cool. All right, pitot heat is on. Let's see, and flaps. Go ahead and set our flaps up here because we can. Let's do a quick taxi checklist. So taxi light on. Passenger briefing. Passengers been briefed. Let's see here. Throttle, landing field elevation, chat. All that stuff's been checked, guys. So we're gonna say taxi checklist complete. All right, guys. Whew. Well, looks like we are ready to go. And before we call him back, though, I like to try to get my charts up for Addison. All right. Let's see. What is that? 133.4. let's see if we can push for COM 2. Let's see if we can get some ATIS real quick. Let's see. The 133.4, and let's see, COM 2. Is that right? Yeah, that's what I have here on the charts, and we're not. I don't hear anything. One, 33, 4. Oh, that's it. That is it. Why are we not picking it up? Yeah, 133.4. Well, let's go up to COM 1, and we'll do COM 1. So we'll go back up to there and dial it in here. 133.4. Nothing. So we're gonna say we've looked at the one stock there, which we did kind of cheap. Looked at active sky, but make sure we're back on with 25. 125.025. Yeah, cool. All right. Yeah. Regional approach. TBM2 Victor Alpha is on the ramp, ready to go. Say again for 2 Victor Alpha. He popped off real quick. Taxi 33, 2999 altimeter, 2 Victor Alpha. Yep. I know that's via Alpha, so it's like, okay. Alright, parking brake is off. Alright. I'm still getting used to this yoke as well. The POV hat, which I use quite a bit on this one, seems a hair taller than most, so especially with the trim switches, it's kind of difficult to reach your thumb up over the trim switches to reach the hat switch at times. But other than that, the ergonomics on it are pretty good. Pretty good. All right. And Addison's a fairly small airport, and that's really all you got. You got runway 15 and tree, which I kind of figured he was going to pit tree, but I thought he said something else initially. Hey, what's going on, buddy? How's it going, man? Welcome to the channel. Thanks for swinging by. So I don't have the overlay. Normally I'll have an overlay up. I don't have the overlay up because I am still, to be honest with you, I kind of forgot to install XUIPC. Whoops. So, um, thank you for the sub. Thank you. Thanks so much. Definitely, definitely appreciate it. It's, you know, man. But yeah, definitely, welcome to the chat. You know, make yourself at home. You know, it's nothing. We don't do anything too crazy here. Most of us, we're kind of all laid back. So it's kind of, you know, you got questions, want to talk about something. Oh man, he's loud. But yeah. All right, guys, let's get a run up done. That guy's loud. Is that loud to you guys? Let me know, and I'll turn that down. Cause it's blowing, it's blowing my eardrums out. Let's see. Checklist complete. What are you talking about, Willis? Next, there we go. I just saw my apartment. Are you serious? What? That is awesome. But that's how realistic it is. I mean, you know, especially if you had ortho, dude, it's insane. You can get nuts with the scenery. All right, so I'm gonna set the parking brake, guys. And so what we're doing here on this run up, we're just the biggest thing is we're gonna be let's see if I can get the brake set. Testing our prop, and by testing, basically we'll be putting it in and out of feather to get the oil moving. All right, so is it a little loud? Okay, yeah, we'll I'll fix that here really quick. Boop. All right, I brought it down just a hair. Just let me know if that's I need to make more adjustments. All right, fly it back to fly idle, and then we'll bring this guy back into feather, and you can kind of see the difference there in prop RPM. And as we bring it back into flight range, and we'll see the change here, and then we'll also see it visually as well. So that's really the most pertinent one. Everything else, flight controls. Now this is the nice thing about this Honeycomb. Now normally we would only have 40 degrees of range there, and we're at a smooth 90. So lots of resolution on the roll axis there. I'm not sure if you can see that flight sim, but yeah, let me know. We'll find out here when I call this guy and when we leave. If he's too low, I might have to bump him up just a hair. All right. Yeah, everyone said we're good on all this, guys. I'm just not gonna. There we go. And then flight director. All right, and return. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit there, and oh, let's say our altitude, the 10,000. So during that clearance, we got our initial altitude. That's normally what I like to put. What I like to put in my autopilot. So I'll set that up for 10 grand. Landing light on. We'll put our post lights on, which I'll let you guys see those here in a bit. Everything else looks good up top. And yeah, all right, we are all set to go. Sweet. And approach 250 Alpha, ready to go, tree. Perfect, clear takeoff, 250 Alpha. All right, we're out here, guys. We are out here. I love that. I love that synthetic vision. Yeah, guys, I'm swinging it. I'm swinging it. I'm swinging it. It's been a month or so since I've been in this thing, so get her back in beta range. All right, so we got a little bit of wind there. So normally what I do with this airplane, since there's so much horsepower up front, I will go ahead and stop it. We'll bring that torque up to about 40%, and then we'll let go of the brakes. So torque up 40%. All right, letting go of the brakes, and we're going to slowly walk it up there. Watching that torque and also watching our air and turbine temperatures. Ooh, lots of rudder. Goodness gracious. Lord. We're at 70 knots, looking for 90, guys. Looking for 90. Alright, guys, we're at 90 knots, and oh, we're up. You're up. Ooh, lots of trim down. There we go. Beautiful-ish. Alright, yeah, I'm cool. Let's go ahead and I'm cool with going and go ahead and bringing up the flaps there. We got flaps up there and coming out of that wide arc on our speed. And let's go ahead and get all that set up here up top. All right. TBM to Victor Alpha, further contact to climb maintain 17,000 here, clear direct door. Coming up to 17,000. What was that other direction, sir? Sorry. Clear direct door. Direct door for 250 Alpha. All right. So let's get the autopilot going here. Up, don't be weird. All right. Let's yeah, I'm struggling to kind of hear him. I may have to bring up the volume a little bit, if you guys don't mind. Cedar. Oh, go away. I didn't even say anything about that. All right. Let's see. Let's get our cursor up here. And all right. Direct Thor. Enter. All right, and cool. There we go. All right, guys, we're climbing at about what 1,900 foot per minute. Torque, let's go. Air and turbine temp, let's go. Let's go ahead and turn off that inertial separator. Am I a real pilot? Unfortunately, sir, yes, I am. I do fly in real life, and I'm grounded at the moment due to the whole COVID thing. Not commercially anymore, but I do fly quite regularly. Man, that guy's loud. Hold on. No, I think it's the other guy. I'm sorry. We're dealing with several different people here. All right. All right, so we are direct. So let me see if I can show you the pulse lights real quick. I'm trying to get used to using my keybinds. All right, so wait a minute, they're not on yet. I believe you put them in taxi and then go to shift. There we go. So these are the pulse lights. It's actually an add-on that you can purchase for a lot of general aviation aircraft, and it does help with increased visibility, especially during the day. Sometimes the sun can get just right, and you can't really see the landing lights, but you can kind of see the alteration there from the using the pulse lights. So that's pretty cool addition. And just FYI, guys, we are looking at a $1.4 million airplane, so definitely not cheap. Not a cheap airplane at all. So of course it's going to have all the bells and whistles and the fancy schmancy stuff. But yeah, what am I doing here? I've got the autopilot going. Let's go ahead and see if we can put this thing. All right, so the Honeycomb. So yep, I did get it installed and all that fun stuff, and I have to go on this. YouTube, buddy, man, thanks so much, and we'll see you later. So I'm set to roll. What is the GPS and flight level change. All right. So I'm manually flying at the moment, and now to me the pitch on the Honeycomb, um, and this is just with any yoke, is very difficult to simulate pitch in sim, especially with hardware, because the force that's that's needed to be that needs to be applied changes all the time, and so it's very very difficult to simulate. So depending on whether it's SciTech or Honeycomb or whoever, um, some uh, up to Unicom 250 out there. Have a good day. All right. Well, all right. We'll just go to we'll just go to, let's see, Unicom or CTAB. I'll call it. Let's see. But let me get up here. 122.8. Why? I love the G1000 in real life, but I hate it in sim because trying to translate those movements are a little difficult. All right, so we're up. We're good to go. We're on CTAP, Unicom, whatever. And so yeah, I'm going back to the Honeycomb. So the pitch, the feel to me on the yoke is quite firm. It feels like and a light airplane, like a light 172, while you're going about, I don't know, maybe 100 some knots, 110 knots. And I say that because, let's say if I took you out to the ramp, took you to regular like 172, taking you one, and I tell you to move the elevator up and down, there's going to be lots of movement there. There's not going to be a whole lot of resistance because there's not any wind going over the flying surface, which makes sense, right? Now when we're in the air, totally different story. You're feeling, you're not so much fighting the or moving against the airplane. You're moving against the air, moving over the elevator. And like I said, that can change. And Honeycomb seemed to have moved toward a more firmer feel, and I guess to encompass that general feeling in a wide range of airplanes, which I get that. So now once you trim it out, you don't have to apply that much force, which is the whole reason we have trim controls, right? So it's nice there. The yoke feels really good. Feels really good in the hands, and actually it feels better than some general aviation yokes I've held. Definitely feels better than the Saab yoke, in my opinion. But as I said, the horns are kind of to me kind of tall, and so sometimes it's difficult to get to that hat switch. You kind of have to move your hands around, but that's something I guess you just get used to over time. And but as far as roll, I was never able to fly this airplane with this much precision with my SciTech yoke. There's just no way, because rather than the 40 degrees of travel you had on the SciTech, now you have 90 degrees, so it gives you that much more resolution on the roll axis, which is beautiful. It leads to more precise flying. I mean, it's very smooth. I don't know what bearings these guys use or what kind of grease these guys use. There's actually a few videos where they just take the bloody thing apart, and I guess we'll come up to go ahead and come up to 290, and the normal best climb at this thing, I think it's like 124, I believe. So we'll do that. We'll do 124. We're doing a nice cruise climb right now, which we ain't got time for that. So we'll come up. We'll come up at buck 34. And when I say best climb, so TBM or Daher, that's up there. Is that what these guys call the manufacturer? Daher or something like that. You know, through thousands of hours of testing and all this fun stuff, they say that, you know, the best rate is at 124 knots. So meaning if we pitch this airplane for 124 knots, which we can do quite easily using the flight director, we should get, given torque, or engine power, we should get the best climb rate this thing can give us at this airspeed. So that's what that's the plan here. But I mean, I could have never I could never do this with the SciTech. I couldn't fly, even like, especially at we're at what 17 almost 18,000 feet, and I mean, just very, very, I can't show you guys the yoke. I don't have my camera set up, but I mean, you can see how smooth it is. Not real jerky. If you look at some past streams of the SciTech, it's very jerky, especially on the roll, and even on the pitch, it's very, very smooth. And that's, you know, also due to not using potentiometers. I think they also incorporate Hall effect sensors, which make, you know, which translate movements just beautifully. They're very robust. They last a long time, and I mean, just they just lead to a really good flying experience. All right, we're at transition altitude, all right, and but yeah, I mean, just a beautiful flying. And you know, I know a lot of people, especially with high fidelity aircraft like the TBM, a lot of people, you know, go to the developers of these airplanes, and I'm at one point, you know, I kind of caught myself though, but I was guilty of it. All right, we're crossing Thor now. Complaining, oh, this thing doesn't fly right, things like that, or whatnot. But we don't take into account, maybe it's our hardware, you know, maybe, just maybe, it's our hardware. And, you know, and it's like the higher, especially in X-plane, it's weird. The higher fidelity of an airplane that you fly, it seems the more that they tend to show the weaknesses in hardware. Especially, you know, because like, especially, you know, I go back to the SciTech yoke that I had, and you know, I mean, and a lot of us, you know, we don't know any better. You know, we just know that, you know, everything else works great with this thing, so you know, why doesn't this? And you know, but that's, you know, it's weird. It's really weird how that, you know, how that works out. And that's not to say, you know, um, you know, every yoke out there is garbage and stuff. No, that's absolutely not the case. Um, but you know, and it's, you know, it's not to say as well that, you know, you can't fly without, you know, a $250 yoke, but you know, you just have to fly differently. Um, you know, especially, you know, with, you know, with the reduced amount of movement, you also increase your sensitivity. So your inputs have to be just minute, you know, in relation to um, you know, the amount of range you have in both axes, both pitch and roll. So just some things to keep in mind. But I mean, just flies beautifully. And the trim, now the trim buttons, that's kind of a different story. Not really so much of a different story, but the trim buttons are just momentary switches. So once they get worn in, they'll be a little easier to manipulate. But especially on the TBM, I find myself sometimes overcorrecting when I'm trying to get my trim set. So, but it's just one of those things. I feel that as the more you use it, and as it starts to wear, it kind of starts to break in, that for lack of a better term, and it'll make it'll make it a little bit easier. All right, I'm gonna come up a little bit on the torque here. So if we look here, we're about 50-60%. Let's come up a little bit on the torque. All right, and we'll go ahead and give it to auto for right now, because I have to reach down here and plug in my headset, because I swear the battery life on this thing is probably like 4 minutes, like 4.5. So I'm gonna plug it in because it's yelling at me. All right, beautiful. And put the there we go. And it's complete silence. But I'll let you guys hear. We'll go ahead and take it off. But yeah, it's oh, I need to turn our running lights off as well. Turn that off, turn pulse off. So so far everything looks pretty good. Pressurization here. That's what I love about the 1000 series. It gives you everything you need. Of course, your engine management's right here. Cabin pressure looks good. Fuel quantities, looks good. Trims, all that fun stuff. So we're about 8 miles from James. So we're doing pretty good so far. And no one on VATSIM. No VATSIM. How I missed the. Guys, I cheated. What did you cheat in, Stalker? You probably ask. So I started a diet because I'm ginormous, and started a diet, and which I've been, in my defense, I've been doing pretty good. I've been doing like chicken breast, stuff like that, and but today the kids wanted McDonald's. And it's like the worst thing you could possibly eat. But I will say, I don't know what kind of chemicals they put in their nuggets, but their nuggets are good, in my opinion. Chicken nuggets. And so, but I think I got like a 6-piece, and that's all I had, 6-piece. I didn't even get the fries, guys. Didn't even get the fries. So, give me that, please. Give me that. And so yeah. Why did I mention that? I don't know. I just had to get it off my chest, so I don't hold in the guilt forever. Whew, but I digress. So, but yeah, I mean it's a really decent buy. So like I said, the unboxing video, I'm still working on the editing, still trying to get it presentable, for y'all, and hopefully you guys like it. Hopefully it sheds a little light on it. But I'll say this: there are like tons of awesome unboxings. Having a beat up BOGO, man. And I really tried. Now, this is like the first time I've like had the McDonald's more than twice in like a month. Now, normally we'll do like Chick-fil-A, things like that. But you guys have heard my Chick-fil-A story, and it just does not work out for us at Chick-fil-A. I even use the app. I mean, the Chick-fil-A app is like the best thing since sliced bread. I'm not gonna lie. I am a huge fan of the app. Shout out to King James for that, because I was that far into the Stone Age. I didn't use it, but um, yeah, thank you for that. And so, I mean, I'd go and, make my order and everything like that. And you get there and they're still missing stuff. It's like, how, in the good Lord's name, do you miss Chick-fil-A sauce? That is a staple. Wars have been fought over Chick-fil-A sauce. And, and yet we miss it. I don't get it. I don't get it. But I don't know. And so yeah, I haven't really gone to Chick-fil-A here in a couple weeks. Give it up for that. Man, yeah, I mean it makes life so much easier when you're going to a decent store. If you're going to a decent store, you don't have any problems. But where I live, yeah, it's just kind of one of those things. Um, you know, it's just kind of one of those things. But the good news is that sorry, hold on 1 second. I'm lost. I lost my thought, and I'm coming back with it. All right. The good news is that this McDonald's, normally I have really you need to change your location. What location? Oh yeah, I know, man, I know. At some point, at some point, because the struggle is indeed real over here. But yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Um, but the customer service at this McDonald's, this McDonald's is actually really good, surprisingly. Like we have a good, it's weird. We have a really good pizza. We have a really good Pizza Hut. We have a really good, McDonald's is decent. But yeah, like the Chick-fil-A is, now you would expect the opposite, right? One would expect the opposite. But yeah, I mean it's not the case. Like, especially Pizza Hut here. Shout out to the Pizza Hut in the place in the area that I live, because like they're, like we'll place an order and like dude 15, like you're not even expecting it. And like 15 minutes later, you know, they're like knocking on the door. And it's crazy. Like it's wow, but I don't know, guys. I don't know. But yeah, that was my confession for the day. And also, like I said, we don't have an overlay because I totally forgot to install XUIPC. So I made sure I put myself a reminder in my notes so I can remind myself to do it. Anyway, so the Hotstart TBM, I haven't really dived into this thing much. I think I did like a couple of streams on it in the past, but I haven't really dived into this thing much. It's been out for quite a while. I'm not going to venture to say how long because I don't remember, but it's been out for a while. Um, and the engine on this thing, which is basically half of the airplane. Like all this we see here is engine. This is all engine. It is a Pratt Whitney PT6, which, in my opinion, is probably the most reliable engine in the general aviation world. I mean, it's just to me. Other than Lycoming, Lycoming is a pretty decent engine, but it's turbine engines. They're just inherently reliable, very easy to operate. And all it is, which most of you already know, we already know this, it's just a jet engine with a prop stuck to it. Who would have thought? But very, very reliable engine, gobs of power. I mean, this like I said, this airplane here is the TBM 900, and it's for a single engine, I believe. What, and don't quote me on this, guys, but I believe it's one of the fastest single engine turboprops. Now there may be a challenger there, but I want to say I remember reading that it's one of the fastest single engine turboprops that there is. Hence why we're covering 400 and some odd miles in an hour and 7 minutes. Gobs of power. I mean, in fact, we're not even breaking a sweat. We're going. Where's our ground speed? Where is it? 302 knots. Right? Think about it. It's 302 knots. It's 402 miles to get to Hattiesburg from Madison. We're going 302 knots. We're only at 60% torque. Now, why don't we just firewall it? Well, that's kind of the about turboprops. So you got a couple of things limiting you. You have your torque value, which we still have 40% left, 40% headroom, but we also have air and turbine temp. Now, depending on the air I was about to say air conditioning, because the only reason I say that because it's like blowing right on me right now. But anyway, depending on the atmospheric conditions, determines which one of these is the limiting factor. For example, sometimes, especially when it's cold, you may have a really low inner turbine temp. Let's say we're climbing, right? We're climbing, and we're climbing out at 70% torque, and our ITT is like 500 or something, which is relatively low. And we were like, well, heck, guys, let's just send it. Let's just firewall it and see what the heck happens, right? So we firewall it. You can actually break the engine by, you can actually literally over torquing the engine. So what this is measuring is the actual pulling power of the prop, and you can break it, like no joke, break it. So that's one of the reasons why torque is a limiting factor when you're operating a turboprop. Air and turbine temp or EGT is one thing. Depending on the airplane, some of the airplanes is EGT, some of the airplanes is air and turbine temp. Air and turbine temp is the temperature of the, oh man, I can't think of what stage compressor, but anyway, it's just what it is. It's the inter-turbine temperature. And of course, I think we can all draw to a fair conclusion that if this exceeded the limitations here, we could cook the engine. It's pretty safe to say. And so on that cool day, we may be good in ITT, but we might have to watch the torque. So we could probably get 9% torque and just scream out of there. But we know we can also you can also jeopardize hurting the engine. So we don't want to do that. And so vice versa. If it's a really hot day, we might only be able to get 60% torque on climb out because inner turbine temp's the limiting factor. So for right now, like for example, right now, I think we can probably, let's see what we can get out of it. Let's see if we can get out of it. So I bumped it up here, and this little tooltip is going to come up and mess me up. So let's bring it up to about 70% torque and see what she does. You guys see that pop up there? Let's see. Let's bring it up to that white arc and see what happens. I'm just curious. If we can get it there, I don't know. We might be limited by. Yeah, we're going to hit our air and turbine temp limitation before we hit our torque limitation. I'm gonna come up a little bit. Let's see. All right, that's about all for me. Like if I was legitimately operating this thing, I probably wouldn't run it this hard. But you could probably get it up to maybe, I don't know, 85, close to 90% torque. But you'll be, I think you'll be hindered by atmosphere and turbine temp. But look at that. Look at that. 180 knots indicated. 327 knots. I mean, that's moving. I don't care who you are. That is moving. So, needless to say, this airplane's fast. It's just really fast. Now, would it be something that I would probably purchase? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think for the money, you could probably do a lot better because I mean, you only got really, 4 club seats here and a seat up front. So what, 5 souls? Plus a little baggage here and there. I mean, you can do. Oh shoot! I mean, there's tons of under 1.4 million. There's tons of options where I think a Pilatus doesn't cost that much. I think you can fit what up to 8 or something like that, which is the single engine. I guess it's this guy's competitor, Pilatus, which is Swiss built. Very awesome airplane, really rugged. And I believe the PC-12 has more room, and I believe you can carry a bit more. So I don't know. I mean, this is cool. Like if I just had 1.4 million to throw away, which probably never. I would probably look at something else. But you can't knock the performance. Now, if you're don't plan on traveling with a large family, or you're a doctor, I see a lot of physicians, they buy this, especially the 850, since they're a little cheaper. I see a lot of physicians purchase the 850. In fact, there used to be a guy, he'll fly from Houston to Hattiesburg, daily. And the 850 is perfect. It's don't plan on hauling a lot, but let's say you got a couple of your compatriots, and they want to you guys are flying out to wherever and you guys can jump in and do your thing. But if it's something you're planning on doing, like 1,000-mile trip, 1,500-mile trip in, and you're what 4 or 5 deep, so not a bad airplane though. Definitely not a bad airplane. And as far as the simulation, I mean, you got your window shades there, which if you go on the outside of the airplane, boop, go on the outside of the airplane, you can see this halfway shut as well. So, I mean, just amazing. And another cool little tidbit. Now, I'm sorry, I was kind of geeking out on the TBM for a moment. Please excuse me. But if you look at the exhaust here, you can kind of see how it follows the airflow. I don't even know if this is intentional, but it looks pretty freaking cool. So kind of go on there and whoop over, and then if you look a little bit past the aircraft, you can see that warm air coming out of there, and then it condenses, and there's your contrail. So really, really cool. And it gets better. So and because you get a lot of developers who are like, oh, our turboprop simulation is one of the most accurate. I mean, check this out. Look at this. Look at this. So this is basically the guts of the engine. So we can even see here where that temperature is being measured for the ITT, and it's measured right there. So this is the front, by the way. This is the front. And it's being measured right there. This is our hot side, and of course this is where the exhaust would be. But you got your gearbox temperature. All this is monitored because there's also a built-in maintenance simulation as well. And so as of right now, virtually oil is being used. So at some point I'll get a notification saying, hey, I need to change oil, or I'll just get a failure. Starter is monitored well as well, oil, and then if you wanted to drill down even further, air conditioning. So this is how this airplane is handling the air conditioning and the pressurization. It's like, seriously. So it's just really, really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. See what else do they have in here. Electrical info shows our battery, capacity, ohms, distance there. Let's see here. That's pretty visual effects. I mean, warned by low FPS. Yeah, you know. Gear info, just showing the forces that are applied on gear, which is 0 at the moment, at least I hope. So yeah, there's that guy. There's the TBM 850. So we're at 190 now, 347 knots. I'm actually going to come down a little bit on the power. I'm not in that huge of a rush, so come down a little bit here. 214 miles from Macomb, so we'll knock that out here in a little over half an hour. But everything's automated on this airplane. I say everything, but now the 950 or the 930 or something like that, it has built-in auto throttle, which would be pretty freaking nice. But I don't know. It just seems like a lot for a single engine airplane. I mean, it's just I don't know. That's just me. AOA indicator here, which functions. There's that. And of course, the headset, mutes the noise canceling those. There you go. There, no sound. But I don't want to do that to you guys. Not just yet. Not just yet. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's one of those aircraft that you can just kind of get in and go. Landing is a little weird. You guys probably see that here in a little bit, but landing is a little strange. Not gonna lie. Um, Not gonna lie. But yeah, it's pretty decent here. Let's see. Dive over here to where are you? Where are you? Uh, is that it? Yeah, there you go. There you go. Let me transition. Let's see. All right, let's kind of show where we at on the handy dandy live map. All right, so there's let's see. There we go there. It's like another aircraft on the flying that same route. And right between some weather. Whew. Right between some weather there. My goodness. Oh, good grief. Where is that? New Orleans? Just south of New Orleans? Oh, man. They're getting hammered in Florida right now. I mean, just getting smashed in Florida right now. I wish we can overlay. I don't think we can put this in motion, can we? I don't think we can. Wah, wah. But yeah, look at that, man. It's crazy. Yeah, we've been having some weird weather today, lately. Yesterday wasn't too bad, but it was weird because there was like, oh, it's gonna be storms and pandemonium and fire and brimstone, and it was kind of sunny. Today, the barometric pressure went up a little bit, so we still got that overcast, but I mean, it was really nice. The ceilings were high. We got an overcast, but the ceilings were high, so I could hear a lot of the aircraft from the local airport. I can kind of hear them in the traffic pattern. I was like, man, I'm gonna go. I can't. I know, but that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Whoa, look at this. Goodness gracious. Chicago is Milwaukee's catching it up in Wisconsin. Chicago is about to get them some here in a little bit. Man. See, but yeah, there's us there. Night summary. So Hattiesburg's a fairly small airport. And we'll mosey on over here. Let's see. There we go. Kilo Papa India Bravo. Really small airport. I think they see like 2 flights a day from well, at one point was SkyWest, but I think that's about to change. So someone renews the EAS contract, I think. But wait a minute, that's not Hattiesburg. This is Hattiesburg. All right, there we go. So 6,000 foot runway, 500 foot. Yeah, really not much to it at all. Not much to it at all. What's fun little airport? Fun little airport to get into. So that's what we're up against, ladies and gentlemen. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. Let's change that. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, we're let's see, about 181 miles. Once we get about 20 miles out from Macomb, at that point, that's probably when we'll start our descent. Because Macomb's about 50 miles from Hattiesburg, I think. And so we'll um, we'll do that, and yeah, should be pretty cool. Should be should be pretty cool. See how it goes here. Alrighty. Oh, little tablet. Let me show you guys this. So, um, this is this thing now. Well, like most of y'all probably already know. They did incorporate the AV tab, so the AV tabs and is available in a little pouch there, so you can stow it. I clicked this at one point and it completely killed my sim, so I'm not doing it again because I have like 2 different sets of charts. So I'm not doing it again. But this will be the area where we can pull your charts from and all that fun. Right there. Let's see here. And guys, if you don't mind, I am going to run this and we'll be right back. But get get some tunes going on. Still right back. All right, testing one. Okay, cool. Now we're back. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Let's see here. Actually, let's keep the music going a little bit. Eh. What? I'll try that. Alrighty, let's go back here. Alright, we are 136 miles out from Honeycomb at the moment. Cool. Alright, and let's see. I'll play around with this a little bit. Generator. Electrical. Airways. I need that. Terrain. Not too concerned about that. So traffic is on. Haven't seen any though. Go back to our transponder. Make sure it's alt. Code. All right, so that's her. All right, so that's that. Okay. I see this is clickable. I'm not sure what this does actually. And let's see. Oh, and all these breakers. I don't know if you guys have played with this at all, but all of these are clickable. Satcom heater, AP control, which is probably kill this, but I want to do that. Just yet. Now I've gotten spoiled with Chase playing. Excuse me. They're gone. Well, let me go back right along. That's pretty nifty. Let's see. Dive back in here. All right. So far, so good. Not a whole lot. I mean, this thing, they've design-wise, it's really, really clean and designed. So not a whole lot, you know, going on with it. Oh, there's some weather down there. Interesting. Okay. And okay. The weather to the south of us will be fine. Nobody on CTAF. There's Memphis Approach. Memphis Approach is on, but not Center, which I think is who we would be talking to. Weird. Yeah, normally I've noticed a lot of the controllers come on. They seem to come on about 6-ish, especially on the East Coast. The East Coast gets hot around 6:30. But yeah, it's normally when everything starts to kind of pop off. But but yeah, it's yesterday I took the IXCG 737 back out, and I'm gonna tell you, I've never flown a 737 day of my life, but in my mind, if I had to imagine what a 737 would feel like, it would feel like that. Very slippery, very hard to keep, very hard to slow down, which is what I've heard from numerous crews. And yeah, you know, it's just very, the flight modeling is just so good. Zebo is as well. You know, there's nobody knocking Zebo. Um, but yeah, it's just something about that old, that, you know, old Dash 300. It gives us so much, you know, so much character, and excuse me, fun airplane to fly. Fun airplane to fly. If you guys haven't had the opportunity to check it out, definitely check it out. It's I think it's on X Aviation's website. They're the ones who are selling it, but it's the developer is called IXEG, India X-Ray Echo Golf, and check those guys out because they've now it's about $80, I think, about $80, and so just be forewarned about that, but definitely worth it, definitely worth it. To me, between Zebo, that, you know, and a couple of others, I mean, it makes for a pretty solid pairing in X-Plane. Really solid. All right, let's see. Yay, 94 miles up from Macomb. Let's see. Oh, we'll jump back outside, guys. Let's kind of look around here. What is this? What is that? I'll be honest with you, a lot of these features on X-Plane I've never used. Yep, I know. Oh, adds a little movement there. Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, I see you. Cool. Cool. But yeah, like I said, if especially if I had a company where I'm going to I'm going to multiple places for sales meetings and things like that, and it was maybe myself and a few others, or maybe two others. This will be a very this could be a valuable tool. Get you there really quick. Decent on the fuel, right? And especially getting there quick. Be a huge plus. Um, especially especially like day trips and things like that. We're not seeing the pathway, or maybe I don't have something set right. Not sure. But normally you'll see like a little flight pathway as well. So, like I said, oh, it does it inside as well. So that's what that is. Yeah, I've never used it. I'm guilty. I'm sorry. The Cinema Verte, that I don't know. I don't know what the heck that is, but it has a little camera motion here. It has a little camera motion there. I'm sure y'all can kind of pick that out. Pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Do I have Airways enabled in here? Go back in your app. I had that turned off. Aereo. All right. And next route is cool. It's cool to kind of see what weather you're dealing with, but I wasn't too terribly concerned about the airways right now. Kind of stinks we don't have any services. Last night was pretty decent. Like I said, I went to Birmingham. Other than the arrival, I kind of underestimated the power of the 737-300, and came in just a little hot. Normally I try to be around 170, 180. When I captured the glide slope, and that just did not happen last night. So I dumped everything except the kitchen sink to get slowed down. Fortunately, we made it, but still a little sketchy initially. So we're 70 miles out there. Doing pretty decent on the fuel. About 50 gallons per hour. What did we put on leaving that? Was it like 95? I think we put in there. I think. Um, and we're burning, well, 50 an hour, so that's not bad. Not bad. So it's trying to see if I can. So burned, let's say, per gallon side. And let's see, Jet A's around 347 here. 277 bucks going, 200 going back. So about, well, that's more like $500. But hey, it's close enough. I just guessed that number. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right. Let's see. Zoom in. So try to kind of get about right here, and the reason why, so I can get an idea, especially if like during the winter months when freezing levels super low, gives you the opportunity because these do ice up, and I want to say you can see the boots as well. Let me do airframe the ice. So what that does, in case, which I'm sure most of you already know this, but basically this is like a rubber membrane on the leading edge, and as ice builds up to a certain level, it can disrupt the airflow. So you got air coming over the wing, right? And then, you know, as we start building more and more ice here, um, it's almost, you're basically alternating the altering the flying surface. So start disrupting the airflow over the wings, so your stall speed gets higher. Just it does a whole bunch of nasty things. You know, start buffeting. Um, Sometimes your flight controls get real sloppy. Yeah, it just does all kinds of weird things. But anyway, so especially on like turboprops and, you know, some jets, I think. Most jets use the hot wing technology. So, but what this does, it pumps bleed air and to these membranes, and they expand, therefore cracking the ice. Now, something to keep in mind, and this is something I've ran into personally, if you don't allow enough time for the ice to build, and you're constantly cycling the icing boots, what can happen is you could form a gap between the newly formed ice and the boot, which at that point the boot can be inflating. The boot can be inflating, but you're not breaking any ice. So you gotta allow for that buildup to happen, and then in order to then, you know, hit your boots. And but most aircraft, they come with timers, so I know it's like a timed inflation. Like this one is automatic, so it's kind of cycling, you know, per wing. See, see it there. But yeah, I mean, and it actually does, you know, remove ice in sim, so it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And ice light here basically shines the light along the boot, especially at night, and gives you the opportunity to, you know, detect any ice on the wing. Prop ice is just like a little rubber. It's almost like rubber. It's a heating element. They almost like a sticker. You know, it's kind of stuck in the prop, and that heats up the prop. And what else? You probably, because if you're looking in front of the airplane, probably kind of go here and see. I want to see. I wonder if I'm not sure if this is heated. Now, like I said, you do have your inertial separator, which I'm wondering. Let's turn that on. I'm just curious to see, does that open another door to allow for the let's experiment while we got time. So turn on the inertial separator, which is probably going to increase our EGT. So okay, bring the power back a little bit. It takes its time. Just keep a heads up. And you kind of see the change there. You see the ITT coming up a little bit, so that door is opening, right? So it's kind of, all right. So there it is. Let's mosey back outside and see. I was just kind of curious. I know like the King Airs, there's like a little door where it spills out at, but I wasn't entirely sure on the TBM where it had, or it may get sent back through the exhaust system. Be burned up there, whatever. I don't know. I was kind of curious. We'll go ahead and turn that dude back off, because like I said, you can see how the ITT went up quite a bit. So one thing to be mindful of, you definitely you lose a little bit of performance when you run with your inertial separator on, but it helps because basically, you know, the inertial separator, excuse me. So let's say if you got some ice entering your intake here, a big chunk of ice, Well, if that's allowed to actually go into the compressor side, it can tear some stuff up, tear it up pretty bad. So if you look at the engine, I think we can go back and look at the engine. We can kind of go back and we can kind of see. It's actually pretty cool. You can kind of see. I want to say the door intake air. Say the door is like right around here somewhere. And so as the air gets pulled in and hits the term inertial separator, you get it basically just gets spit out. But I'm not sure where though. As I know on the King Airs there's actually a door that you'll see and where it exits at, but I'm not sure. Not sure on TBM, but it's there, you know. Alright, we are 24 miles out. So here's what we'll do. We're going to vector, we're going to give ourselves vectors and we're going to work ourselves down. So we're going to come down to about 12,000 feet. So we're going to go ahead and roll this guy all the way down to 12. And we're going to bring the power down a bit. See our torque kind of fall off there. And see our XP bleed off all nice and pretty like. And we'll throw this guy in vertical speed mode and we'll ease it down nice and easy. And we'll do about 1,800 foot per minute. Looking for a place to fly. There's a hand in progress. In progress Portland Tower until all traffic's well. Oh, cool. Alright. Pretty good so far. But yeah, guys, going back full circle to the Honeywell. Not Honeywell, Honeycomb. It's like I said, it's a nice yoke. It's a nice yoke. Now here's where I'm just like, So it works beautifully in X-Plane, which rightfully so, right? Shout out to Austin Meyer for working with these guys, but works beautifully in X-Plane. Now P3D, a little weird. They what's that thing? It's the Honeycomb input something or whatever, but it's a secondary application, and basically all of the commands for like the button commands and all that are actually programmed there and then sent to the sim, which is kind of, I don't know. To me, it just seems extra. I'm just saying, there's no sense of me lying about it. It just feels extra to me. It feels like one of this, just like, oh my god, seriously, I have to do that? Because I was, this is like a last minute trip. I was getting ready. I was going to do like do a flight in the MD-80 MP3D, and I'm like, trying to set my controls of whatever in sim, and then no, which is not, I guess it's your manual, but anyway, I was going through the whole motion or whatever, but yeah, you actually have to set that up in the input software for the Honeycomb yoke. Now, once you get set, you're good. But it was just like one extra step, and it's like, man, seriously, those you're just diving in, guys. Welcome. Thanks for coming by, and welcome to the circus. We are about, I don't know, 60 miles or so from Hattiesburg, old Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and which is Papa India Bravo, and we're also in the super awesome TBM rear end. TBM 900. Wow. Right there. Yeah, just not a lot of airplane for 1.4 million. I'm sorry. It's fast. It's a marvel of engineering, but just not a lot of airplane for. I don't know, guys. I had to go look at something else. I don't know. But it's just not my money. It's just some money, which is still kind of expensive. I think it was like $80 for the add-on, by the way. Anyway, um, beautiful model, beautiful simulation. Um, yeah. All right, but yeah, that was the only thing I saw with the Honeycomb. Now it works fine with P3D. There's nothing crazy or anything with it. It's just an additional step that must be taken to get that additional functionality. So just be forewarned. Just don't expect to like hook all of it up, which is, I mean, it's almost just USB-C cable to the machine, but you know, just make sure you take your time and go through the whole setup phase. That way you're not just disappointed if you get into P3D. Now X-Plane, totally different story, guys. It's just like setting up anything else in X-Plane. You do your controls, which I mean, it's X-Plane, right? It's literally plug and play in X-Plane. In fact, so the and this was another like while I was kind of looking at this thing, how far are we? We are 44 miles up from Hattiesburg, so we're gonna crank this guy down. Well, get on down here. We're gonna do about 2,300 foot per minute. All right, and I'm gonna get out of the torque. We're gonna bring down the flight idle. Oh, it's gonna yell at me. Dadgummit. All right, so we're gonna go to like flight range, something like that, which is like still like 0% torque. Anyway, so the trim buttons. Most aircraft that have electric trim, even some 172s, like the 172s I had in my flight school, they had electric trim. You have two buttons. You have an A and a B. Now, normal operation, they're used in unison. But the real reason why you have two buttons is in the event you have like a stuck button and it's a trim runaway, which is, in my opinion, if something, Lord forbid something happens, as long as I have a wing, it's like, okay, I got something I can work for. I can fly the airplane. But when it comes to like, things like you get most concerned about, trim runaways, I mean, engine failures, but trim runaway, which is never a good thing. Anyway, trim runaways and physical separation of flying surfaces. So like losing a wing or something like that. You lose a wing, you're catching your chips. I'm sorry. Trim runaways, and I say that because if the trim runs away up, you can kind of deal with it. You can always, as you're increasing the angle of attack, you're also decreasing your airspeed, which means less airspeed going over the elevator, which means more ability for you to counteract it. You can work with that. Now, trim runaway going down, you're in the danger zone at that point. And I don't mean a flat span in the F-14 Tomcat, but anyway, that's the point. If when the trim, which and they tell you this in flight training and all that fun stuff. But anyway, when the trim runs away down, you're getting increased airflow over the elevator. And those of you who have done spin training and all that fun stuff, how hard it is, even in a 172, let's scale it up a bit. Let's say this, or let's say, a King Air and, the trims run away and you're trying to you're talking about hundreds of pounds of force. It's hard with two people. So, with that being said, that's the reason why, in case if it's something like this, a lot of times the trim runs away is something like other than a button. but that's the reason why you kind of have two. They're basically one, but they're two separate trim buttons. And I explained one as far as in incorporating that into the control scheme as well. So, you know, they have an A and B, which is pretty cool. So we're 1,000 foot above 12. Cool. All right, looking good, guys. Looking good. All right, so we're 28 miles out. We'll just set for a downwind. Winds are coming out of the south, so we'll set for a downwind for 1/8. We'll do 1/8. So yeah, so it's not a fun situation to be in, but they incorporated that into the yoke, which was it feels. I'm like, because looking at the pictures, you don't see the fact that it's a separate trim button. At least some of them. I'm sure there's some out there, but I didn't see them. And so I looked at it, I'm like, there's two separate trim buttons. What? And yeah, I was blown away. And I'll kind of dive a little bit more. I'll dive a little more into that in the unboxing video, guys. I'm gonna say I am not a film editor. I am not you know, what's the famous director? I don't know, but I'm not that. So bear with me on the video. But yeah, I'll at least try to, you know, get the point across for you guys so you guys can see what's all going on with it. But yeah, I mean, just little nice features like that. So you got, you know, the elevator, and then you also have on the other horn of the yoke, you know, two horns away for the yoke. On the other one, you got another trim button, which it could be for rudder, could be for yaw, you know, and it could be for, you know, your roll. But I think the way X-Plane does it, they have them split. So button A is for like either yaw or roll. Then button B is, you know, the opposite. And so I mean, it works out pretty good. Works out pretty good. Plenty of buttons, especially for like VATSIM push top button. They have one that's unassigned. They X-Plane, they have one that's already in the sign, so you can assign it for push to top. What? Shout out to Austin on that one. Shout out to Austin. But all right, guys, where are we at? We're at 19 miles out. I'm coming down here at about $6,000. Come on down here about 6,000 feet, and we'll get ourselves set for visual runway 18, and then we'll make a call as well. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and make a call. Let's see what's everything. All right. Belt traffic, TBM2 Victor Alpha is 17 to the west. I'll be entering a right downwind for runway 18. Belt traffic. All right, let's come down here. Come on down here. Man, it's a little bumpy, isn't it? A little bumpy. All right, let's get out of that power a little bit, guys. Only got. Oh, goodness gracious! All right, good point. It is bumpy. I scooch my seat up. I gotta save my presets. Still trying to. I had to rearrange all my hardware, so it's all wackadoodle at the moment. Let's zoom in here. We'll need to see all of Gulfport, which Gulfport's a pretty nice approach into as well. Let's see. Come on, dude. There we go. Beautiful. All right, we're at 13 out now, so man, we were getting bounced around something fierce. Look at that. Let's see if I can save. Hold on. Lean over. Let me lean over. And then we'll go to the rear. Oh man, our window shades down. There we go. Get up there. All right. Look at that. And you got a little. That's pretty interesting. So you got a little spoiler there to assist with the roll. So these spoilers don't deploy when you're landing, which has actually been pretty cool. But these actually assist, and I bet you they're awesome at low speed handling. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's see if we can mosey back up front. I'm at 10,000 feet there. All right, let's increase that vertical speed. We'll do 2,000 foot per minute, and we'll slide this torque. I know, and then it yells at you. And you can't silence it either. At least I hadn't found a button to do it. But that's fine. So what we'll do, we'll go we'll do a downwind. We'll do a right downwind, and we'll come up above Laurel, Mississippi, I think, and old Jones County, and set ourselves up for or straight in. I mean, I'm not too worried about altitude here. We can kind of play with it, you know. All right, about 7 out. Zoom in a little more. There we go. There's Eaton VOR there. Looking pretty good. Looking good. Feeling good. All right, we're 5 miles out. So here's what we'll do. We're gonna go ahead and set down to. We'll set our altitude down to 3,000 feet, and then get our heading. It's about there, 360. We'll go ahead and engage heading mode. There we go. A little bumpy. All right, go ahead and make a call here. Brown Belt Travis, TBM2 Victor, 2 Victor Alpha. It's coming out 6.5 for 3,000. We'll be hearing on the right downwind for runway 18. Brown Belt traffic. All right, let's see here. Woo, bumpy. Where's the airport? Y'all see the airport? Oh, I think we passed it. That's why. What am I doing? Goodness gracious, look at that. Yep, there's the field. There we go. Look at that. Yeah, Palm Belt. Yay. All right. We're getting it. Get back in here. Maybe coming in a little hot here. So let's come up to Lord of mercy. Hold on. Up. All right, coming to about, there we go. About 1,300 foot per minute there. Help us bleed off some airspeed. Let's see here. There we go. There we go. You know what, guys? I got the controls. We'll go ahead and take it off auto. Auto has performed well, much better than my chatbot for the stream, which I am still intending on firing shortly after this video. Anyway, all right, looking pretty good here. Man, this thing's so much better. So much better. All right, a little trim. And see, this is just like one touch of trim there. And wants to kind of come up really quick. I just think these momentary switches just need to be worn in a little bit. Once they wear in a little bit, then they shouldn't be too bad. We'll see here in a month or so. Once we get a few hundred hours under it. All right, pretty good there. Not a huge rush here. Kind of take time with her. We'll get a little bit of nose up trim. A little bit of nose up trim, and we'll chase it with a little power. There we go. There we go. Come on down to about 2,500. 2,500. All right. Let's go ahead and turn base, guys. Go ahead and turn base. Rainbow traffic, TBM2 Victor Alpha, turning base, 18. Rainbow traffic. All right. Oh, keep that back pressure in there. Now landing the TBM, and this is just from, yes, I know I'm getting blind. You kind of have to see it, kind of have to reach over here and get to the trim switches. There we go. Woo! Yeah, I'm still getting used to it, gents. Still getting used to it here. We're gonna get it. All right, let's go ahead and see. Turns final. See the field. Just gonna have to kind of wing it here, I guess. See what we're working with. We're definitely low enough. And pound bell traffic TBM 250 Alpha zone turning final 18 for 18 pound traffic. Let's see. I'll just say 18 left. I was like, wait a minute. All right. Let's see. We're quite a ways from the field. Quite a ways from the field. So airport should be at our 2 o'clock. Let's see. Bring that torque down a little bit. Oh shoot! There we go. So where in the world's the airport? I don't know about you guys, but I have yet to see this TBM handle a forward slip, so we're gonna try it here. Probably not the thing to do, but try it. Forward slip it there. Let's see what she does with forward slip. The opposite rudder, opposite aileron. Woo! Look at vertical speed now coming down there. Whoa! Look at that. 1,300 foot per minute. Come on. All right, let's get out of it. Pushed her luck too much, guys. Pushed her luck too much. Let's get out of it. Let's get out of it. Yeah, because we got a few other things we gotta do here. Let's go ahead and gear down for one. Yeah, we got a little too low, but it's all right. I just wanted to forward slip it down, so we can be honest with you. All right, let's see. We got gear down. We need to get this inertial separator on. Hopefully, we won't be on the ground by the time the thing completely deploys. All right, getting below 120 there. I'm at flight idle there. Flight idle there. Little trim and at first swing of flaps. Let's see here. How about traffic to 2 Victor Alphas on short final 18? How about traffic? All right. Let's see here. Small inputs there. All right. Get that last notch of flaps. There's that inertial separator coming on there. 2. All right. Still got like 1 green. So let's see if we can get to about that 2 green, 2 red. There we go. There she goes. All right. So let's see here. We'll use our pitch to get her airspeed, and we'll use that big old PT6 there to keep her altitude in check. I think we're all right there on our altitude. Let's see, I'm about 450 foot per minute, looking good, smelling good, feeling good. Ain't nobody got no landing lights on. Let's go ahead and turn that on. There we go. There we go. All right. All right. Have a crosswind there. It'll be all right though. Yaw damper is off. Okay. Now you literally gotta like fly this thing into the runway. There's no flaring and chopping power. You literally have to fly this thing onto the runway. All right. Pretty good there. Got 600, 6,000 and 6,500 foot to deal with. So we got plenty of real estate. All right, we'll get that little crosswind correction out of there. I'm gonna come in, chase with a little power there, and we're gonna pitch, get that joker level. And we're gonna keep it up. Keep it up. Just kind of lower, walk that power out a little bit. Walk that power out. That nose up. There we go. All right, and reversers there. All right. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. And I think we're gonna make it. Yay! Made it. All right. All right, guys. Welcome to the Hattiesburg. Whew. All right. Actually, I want to see a replay of that, guys. I don't know about you, but you can hardly even hear. I can't hear when when it touches down. So that's one sensory cue I'm kind of missing there, and it kicked me off of VATSIM, but we're not worried about that. We're here. All right. See what we're working with here. Mm, not bad. I can live with that. What's my now? I do have a little thing that's tracking my vertical speed. So 53 foot per minute, guys. 53. What was that? Where's flight sim at? So 53 foot per minute there. I know a lot of you guys were asking about that. Let me see if I can pull this up here. Let's see here. Landing reports. All right. View report. Let's see. See if I can show you guys this. Let's see. There we go. All right. Yeah, 53 foot per minute. That's not bad. That's not bad. All right, cool. I'll take that. I'll take that all day long. All right. There we go. All right. Let's get on back here into the flight deck and okay, we're all set there. So all right, let's get the airplane cleaned up. And I love this here, little onboard checklist. All right, which we did not follow since climb, but that's all right. All right, we did in spirit. All right, yeah, approach. Yeah, landing gear, yeah, flaps, yaw dampers off, yeah. All right. So, which I mean, it's not a whole lot to it. It's just really flaps up. Transponder off, which we can put. Which most airports now they want you to leave it with mode C enabled. With transponder, you can put it back in standby. Radar, let's go. Your system and map. X-rad off, I guess. I'll go back there. What's the checklist? All right. Transponder strobe switch off. Landing lights to taxi. Speed up heat off. Get annunciation there. Trims. So they just want us to set the trim there, so we ain't got to deal with it once we get ready to go. Oh, that's wrong. West aileron. All right, right in the middle works for me for the rudder trim. All right, bleed switch, and we'll leave that on. We'll leave that on right now. All right, so let's go ahead and taxi. Not at flight range because we're going to see here. That beautiful machine there. Beautiful piece of engineering. All right, guys. There's our there's US Aviation over here. So we'll park at US Aviation. Oh shoot, make no call. About traffic to Victor Alpha is clear the runway, taxi to rep. Wrong traffic. Alright, there we go. We're good to go. Let's see. Right. Alright. And we'll just park here and call it good. There's actually a whoa. we really skipped the wheels. That's funny. There's actually a Gulfstream 5 that's stored in this hangar here. Pretty interesting. All right, let's see. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the prop and fly idle here, and that's just to pull off that air and turbine temp. You'll see it start coming down here a little bit. So we've done all that. Parking brake set. So bleed air, which for air conditioning, go ahead and turn that off. Don't need that anymore. Go ahead and clear that master caution. Taxi light is off. AP and trims is off. Let's see here. Throttle cut off, so to the right. And down 2 clicks. 1 and 2. And it's going to yell at you. Alright. And see, it's going to turn off the inertial separator. Go ahead and retract that. Let's see. And that looks good there. Alright, so boost pump is off. Fuel selector, switch to manual. Oxygen switch, which I think is like up here. That's off. Alright. And parking brake is off because we're going to be stocking it up. And yep, we are good to go here. And we'll open a few of them doors. So here's the cool thing. So this airplane is actually persistent. So it follows the temperatures and all that fun stuff, even after, you know, the sim is off. So you can kind of still see it kind of steaming there. So and also you have to put the covers on, because if not, you'll get, you know, like wasp and things like that, build nests and all that fun stuff. You know, we all know that. And so to do that, we'll just come over here, which it says we'll set when the engine's cooled off, cover up our pitot tubes, cover up our static wicks, and cover up our probe there for our altimeter. And yeah, that is it, guys. That is it. Awesome airplane. Awesome flight. Guys, thanks so much for thanks so much for swinging by. Like I said, that hopefully the unboxing video will be out tonight. So cool. Until next time, guys, you guys have an awesome rest of your Thursday, and we will see you later.